bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
All right. I'm sorry? Oh, yeah. Let's get the Spanish interpreter on. We'll do those first. Are these it? 3 of them?
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter. I have been previously sworn.
All right, here we go. Sergio Lopez Cruz. Is that you?
Yes, that's right.
All right. Now listen, if anybody is out there in the audience that's watching, if someone is called, you need to get up to the door and come in and have your ID ready to show the state to confirm you're the person you claim you are. But don't sit there. You got to stand up and let us know, okay? All right, I was just seeing if your brother was out there. All right, sir, you've been charged with batteries and incident of domestic violence. I reviewed the paperwork and found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm setting the bond at $500. There you go. All right, so no history?
He does not have any history.
All right, why don't we do this then? Forget the monetary bond. Do straight PTR, and he's giving you everything that you need?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's the main thing. I don't want you stuck here because you can give everything.
Yes.
But listen, your brother's not here. Based on the affidavit, I'm going to, the conditions will include no contact, direct or indirect, with the victim. Okay? So you can't call him. He can't call you. Don't respond to anything social media. They've provided you with the Spanish language version of the no contact. It's a very strict form as far as contact. So be very careful there. If you want it changed, you got to go to the judge. You can't just change it on your own. All right? You're going to have to maintain separate residence. You're not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Do you understand, Mr. Lopez Cruz?
Yes.
All right. Next, we have Pedro. Is it Belly Malaga?
Your Honor, would you mind spelling that for the benefit of the interpreter, please?
Yes, Bellimalaga.
Thank you very much, Judge.
All right. Are you Pedro?
Yes.
Okay, sir, you've been charged with driving under the influence, operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I reviewed the paperwork. I found probable cause. Where you jump in if you want to say something.
Not at this time.
No, Your Honor, he did not qualify.
Okay, so we're going to keep the bonds at 500 on count 1, 500 on count 2. Now, do not drive without a valid driver's license. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You understand, sir?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, the interpreter's not able to hear the defendant.
Sí, entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
Your Honor, if we could just confirm with him that he'd be able to afford that bond and really not want him to sit in jail. His PTR report, it doesn't look like he has any priors.
So do you have the financial means to pay the monetary bond?
Sí, le tengo que hablar a mi esposa.
Yes, I'll just have to speak with my wife.
Okay, so is the jail still using those prepaid cards to make calls? How y'all doing it these days? How are you doing the calls, jail calls? Oh, that's how they do it? Okay. Well, and also the PD's here, they can do it. She's not out in the audience, is she?
No.
No.
All right, well, PD, make sure that she's contacted, get him out of here as soon as possible. All right.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you, Mr. Interpreter. Hold on.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Un
Have-
momento, un momento.
No worries, Judge.
Hold on, this one? Princess Vidal Munoz? All right,
Your Honor, what docket is this on?
this is a misdemeanor, where was it pulled out of?
And I'm sorry, Judge, what was that first name again? I didn't catch that.
Francesc. Huh?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ordinance violations. Okay, so Mr. Vidal Munoz, you're charged with indecent conduct, a city ordinance violation. I reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause for the charges. So I guess he's here on vacation, but you don't have to answer that. So, I'm gonna leave the bond at 500. Edie, you're gonna represent them on these ordinance violations?
Yes, Your Honor, we should be appointed.
Okay, do you have any questions, Mr. Vidal Munoz? Okay,
Your
well,
Honor, if we could inquire if he could afford the $500 bond.
can you answer that question?
My family, yes.
Write down the
Okay,
phone.
well,
My phone.
are they in
The
Spain?
bondsman will help you. Got you.
Are they in Spain?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well,
Your Honor, would the court consider a non-monetary term of release? I understand that. I don't think the $500 to the bondsman or the $100 to the bondsman is going to keep him here. If you're going to let him out, I believe that PTR is going to be the best.
are they eligible for PTR?
He was never interviewed, Your Honor, and I
Yeah.
believe he.
So look, we'll do this, 500 or PTR if eligible.
Would you consider just ROR, Your Honor?
No.
Understood.
So they'll interview him and see if he's eligible for it. All right, now we're done?
Any conditions if he is released on PTR, Your Honor?
No return to the scene, do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. That would also be the bond conditions on the main claim as well. It's the 500 plus no return and no alcohol. Okay, all right, we're done with the interpreter. All right, thank you, Mr. Guerrero.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Have a good weekend.
You too. All right, Mandarin, yeah. All right, is anybody here for the Tal Fang case? Is it Tal Fang? Is she here? No? Okay.
Hello.
Oh, are you there? The interpreter?
Yes.
All right, this
This
is,
is Mandarin interpreter.
okay, hold on a second. This is Judge Jordan. And we're here on the case of Mr. Tal Fang. And go ahead and state your name.
Interpreter's name is Hensei, Hengfei, Hensei. ID number 216900.
All right, the clerk's going to swear you in. You raise your right hand.
Do you swear to translate from Mandarin
Okay.
to English, English to Mandarin, testimonies given?
Did you hear that?
No. Your Honor.
All right, you got it?
Do you swear to translate from Mandarin to English, English to Mandarin, testimonies given?
Yes, I do.
Sorry,
Okay, so do you understand a little English? Yeah. So you're going to have to put that headset on? No, she's over the, so listen to the interpreter so that you make sure you get every word, okay? All right,
好
so
的，那么我这边是 Your Honor, when would you like me to interpret? Please give me a guide.
Okay, I'm not sure what you just said, but yes, I need you to start interpreting. I want you to interpret everything
you,
starting
officer.
now. You ready? Are you Tal Fang?
Yes, Your Honor. 请问你是高方本人吗？
Get the microphone near him so she can hear him.
He's not talking, Your Honor. Listen.
No, it's coming over the head. It's over there. Let me turn the volume up.
Madam Interpreter, could you repeat what you said?
Your Honor, can you repeat the question?
Are you? Yes, you ready? Here we
don't
go.
know what-
Are you Tal Fang?
请问这是你的吗？高分，这是你的名字吗？
Once again.
Are you?
喂，
Do you speak Mandarin?
I need a translator.
请问你会说国语吗？
Noise.
All right. Can you cover some other languages from the Republic of China? What are the other
请问
languages?
怎么讲？
请问你讲什么话？
哦
讲哪一个语言？
我现在把整个事实，我首先陈述一下，稍等，就是我的英语不行，我就只能用中文来说。
Your Honor,
是这样
the interpreter to, Your Honor, it seems that this individual is not really understanding what's going on, and he just say, "I want to let you know what happened." So he didn't answer your question.
Okay. Well, I understand that they're different dialects, and there are two major languages in the Republic of China. I just want to know, like, where is he from and which language or dialect he speaks. Go ahead.
法官在这边要问你，你是从中国来的。据法官的了解，中国基本上有2大语言系列，法官需要知道你是讲哪一个语言。
普通话。
Mandarin.
All right. And Madam Interpreter is Mandarin. So is your name Tal Fang?
好的，现在这个翻译就是讲普通话的。法官要问你，你的名字叫高方，是这个名字是吗？
我姓方，涛，名字叫涛啊，方涛。美国一般喜欢把。
My last name is Fang. My first name is Tao.
Yes, 方涛。Yes. 姓
Yes, it is Fang Tao.
All right, sir. You're charged with battery as an incident of domestic violence.
好的，你今天被控的罪名是家庭暴力。
I've reviewed the paperwork and found probable cause.
那么我有看了一些这个文件。
The alleged victim is your daughter. Is it Xi Fang?
那么这个受害者是你的女儿方习习。
方小溪。
Her name is Fang, last name, 肖系 first name.
Xiaoxi. Okay, I was close. I'm picking up my Chinese. All right, sir. So, pointed to PD jail, PTR. Any information?
He does not qualify for PTR. We weren't able to verify any information, but he doesn't have any history here in the United States.
Okay, so I'm gonna set the bond at $250. You're not to have any contact during the pendency of the case with your daughter.
Your Honor, can we inquire why we have an interpreter?
Hold on. Let her interpret that first. Go ahead.
Your Honor, interpreter just need to clarify. The bond is $250. 250. Am I correct?
You are
Your Honor?
correct. You are correct.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor. 好的，那么这边法官的裁示是你的这个保释金额是250块钱， 同时在案件的审核当中，您不能跟受害人有任何形式的接触。
可以。
Okay.
Now, the
Okay.
public defender wants me to ask you, do you have the finances to pay the $250 bond?
那么检察官在这边要问你一个问题，你的经济状况有没有办法支付这250元？
可以。
I can.
Okay, so post the bond, contact your family, whatever you need to do.
好的，那么就是要付保释金，同时你需要跟家人联络的话，那你就请自便。
没听懂，再讲一遍。
Can you say that again?
Post the bond, contact your family, do whatever you need to do to get out.
Your Honor,
那么就准备付保释金，你可以跟你的家人联系，就是你看要怎么做，你可以跟你的家人联系。
好的。
OK，
except your daughter, do not contact your daughter.
Right.
不可以跟你的女儿接触。
好的。
Yeah, you're to have
Okay.
no contact whatsoever with your daughter during the pendency of this case till a judge changes it.
那么这边的条件是，不管任何的形式，在案件审理过程这段时间，你不可以跟他任何的接触。
好的。
OK，
You're at the airport. Okay, sir. Good luck.
好的，那就这样子。
Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
OK, no problem. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day. Goodbye.
I will. Lavaris
Okay.
Foster. Where's Mr. Foster? We're gonna reset? Let's reset. He's not here, right? He's being examined, treated, all the above? Yes, sir. All right, is that Miss Diana Ortega? Turn this down. Okay, Miss Ortega? All right, how are you? Okay, having a little difficulty hearing you. Can y'all get that nearer since they're recording everything? A little lower on it, great. Okay, ma'am, you're charged with battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting officer with violence, and resisting without violence. I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. I reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause for the charges. Is she eligible for anything?
She's not, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm going to set the bond as follows. On count one, I'm going to reduce that to $1,000. Count two will be $150. Count three will be $100. No return to the Twin Peaks facility on International Drive. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. And do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Do you understand?
Your Honor, if I may briefly, she indicated to me she won't be able to afford any monetary bond. We'd ask the court to consider conditions of non-monetary release, whether that be check-in with her public defender office weekly, or whatever it be to ease the court's concerns. It seems to me like if we can set up some mental health treatment, I don't know, but she's not going to be able to bond out. These facts, in my opinion, don't warrant her sitting in jail until this case gets resolved. Seems clearly like a mental health episode. I'm concerned as to why law enforcement didn't Baker Act her, opposed to bringing her to jail. Again, Your Honor, we'd ask you to consider all that and then setting a non-monetary release.
Okay, well, I'm going to decline. I already reduced the bond to take that into effect, but you can take it up with her judge in Division 14. Jeremy Keller. Are you Jeremy Keller?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Keller, good morning. You're here on a trespass of a property after warning. I reviewed the paperwork. I found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the PD. No return to the Family Dollar store. Do not possess or consume any illegal drugs or alcohol. Do you understand the bond at 500?
What?
There's a bond of $500 with the conditions, you understand?
Well, I'll just do my time.
Your Honor, he is on the misdemeanor pleadable docket. I don't know if the court wanted to extend the
I'll
offer.
take a plea. State, what's the offer?
One moment, Your Honor, I'm just looking over his history.
How come he came up?
Your Honor, the offer would be an adjudication and credit for time served and any costs.
Okay, did you hear that, Mr. Keller?
What?
That you'd be adjudicated guilty, you'd be sentenced to time served plus your court costs. So,
I gotta leave.
You get out today, right after.
good plea, but you're gonna have that on your record. You still can't return to that Family Dollar store, are we clear? Yeah. All right, look it over. Can we deal with someone else while he's filling that form out? Okay. Huh? Well, he needs to read it. Look it over. We're gonna give you a second.
I understand I've been in jail before.
But we gotta do this. We gotta do it.
Hey, I just want you to look it over, sir. All right, Michael Taylor, is that you? Okay, Mr. Taylor, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
All right, well, you're here on a charge of petty theft. I reviewed the paperwork, found probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the PD. I'm gonna keep the bond at $250 and then no return to the 7-Eleven store.
I have any money.
Your Honor, this is on the misdemeanor pleadable docket again and again, Your Honor. Him not having any financial means to post bonds, essentially tantamount to no bond in this case. That would go against the Florida Constitution as well as the bond statutes, Your Honor.
Are you asking the state for an offer?
Or to have him released ROR, Judge.
I'm not gonna do that. You want an offer from the state, or do you wanna just talk to the judge? in
I'd take
Division
an offer,
83?
Your Honor.
Are you got an offer?
Your Honor, the offer would be an adjudication, any costs, the restitution in the amount of $8.65, and then a no return.
Put the money, I put it back.
Yeah, the restitution amount I dispute, as the police report says, he had the money, he just shorted it. I mean, I don't know how much he was short, it could have been a penny. But if he wants restitution on the $850,
Yeah.
do you want to plea? You accept the offer, you get credit time served?
And
And then, yes, credit time served.
so that's credit time served, adjudication, no return, and restitution plus court costs?
Enhanceable offense, you get multiple.
Yes, Your Honor, and it seems that we would have to reserve restitution as the defense is.
Okay, we'll reserve restitution. All right. Talk about it. Let him go out there.
I
He's
believe
got to
he
read
wants to
that.
accept, Your Honor, I've covered everything with him. I think we can move forward right now.
Mr. Taylor, have you reviewed the plea form?
I was discussing it with him as we were up here, Your Honor.
Yeah. Has he reviewed it? Have you reviewed that plea form? All right, I'm going to take that as a no. Step back, give him the form.
read
I need
too
you
well,
to
Your
read it over.
Okay.
Okay, this isn't a divorce where you sign and you give everything away. It's a criminal charge, so. All right, let's get up to Matthew Hudak.
Wants him to read it. Your Honor, I should have you know that I discuss all of the plea forms with them in the back before they come up. So everyone that has
You
a
told him
plea,
about it?
I cover all the waiver of rights and everything, so when we have situations like this, we can. or at
My
least to
concern
my
is whether they have read what's been told, because, you know, I've seen those cases where the judge goes through everything and then they go, well, I just want them to read it.
Understood.
Are you Michael Hudak? But I appreciate you covering that with, that's important. Mr. Hudak?
I am Matthew Hudak.
Okay. How do you say your last name?
It's Hudak.
Hudak.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so what's happened is there was a warrant issued with no bond alleging that you violated your community control under your underlying convictions for ag assault with a weapon. And it's at a no bond status, so appoint the PD to represent you. You can go to the judge and see if they'll give you a bond. Judge Alvaro, okay? All right.
I was wondering if it were possible.
Huh?
I was wondering if it were possible to get a bond set today.
That's,
You got it, I can't hear him.
no, 4 times, I told you.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear him. What did he say?
I thought this was covered in the back before with everyone. Apparently he misunderstood, but clearing that up now. That is regarding you setting the bond today, Your Honor. He thought that you'd be able to set.
Oh, yeah, I can't set
thought
the
I made
bond
it
for
clear,
you
but-
on that. You'll have to deal with Judge Alvaro.
Do you know when that'd possibly be?
You'll have to ask your PD. They'll schedule a hearing for you. All right? Good luck. Patrick Green.
Go ask them back there what I told them about how long.
They don't keep the next one ready to go? They wait and go outside? Oh, I got you. Gotcha. Get you out here. Like you leave after this is done. So Patrick Green is where?
Oh, right now, Your Honor.
Okay,
Just get him outside, so.
all right. All right, you Patrick Green?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I
I'm
really?
Patrick O'Neill Green, yes, ma'am.
Is it my voice?
Sir,
Is it the dress I'm wearing, that's what's throwing you off? Okay, that's okay. All right, Mr. Green, the reason you're here is because,
Sir,
yeah, the reason you're here is because you were arrested for a city ordinance called disorderly conduct. You basically can't go up to a vehicle to accept items from it that's stopped at a traffic control. So I found probable cause. Now, is this a pleadable offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
Yes, Your Honor, the state's offer would be a withholding credit time served.
all right, is that what you'd like to do, Mr. Green?
The costs come out to like $400, I think. You have months to pay it, or else it can be civil judgment. Civil judgment. It's in this. You read this, right? You want to accept
How
them?
many pleadables we got?
You read all this?
Can't be here all day.
Just give it to you?
it is, gave it to me.
All right. I didn't have the chance.
You know how many more we got? No? Look, we're not gonna be able to sit here all day on these pleadables. It's gonna take this
Your
much
Honor, they're
time.
supposed to give them these, I don't know why the system's changed. They're supposed to have these from the jump in the morning so we could get, this is why we have a whole docket dedicated to the pleadables. For whatever reason why it's not that system, I don't know, but
Well, just send them outside and let them read it, then you can talk to them. Let me get through everybody else.
understood, Judge.
All right, just send them out there. Who's next?
Read this.
Daniel Borrow. Go read that form carefully, sir, because I'm gonna ask you if you read it. Daniel Borrow.
And Your Honor, which docket is is it Boro on?
No, it's like right here.
It's a warrant
Space, man. No, over here. Come on.
out of Osceola. All right, someone's here with you. Who are you, sir?
The alleged victim.
Okay, now understand, this is a warrant out of Osceola. You understand that?
Vaguely.
Okay. Well, this incident allegedly occurred in Osceola, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what's gonna happen is, and I appreciate you being here, but today I'm just gonna address this warrant, and then he will be transported back down to Osceola. And there you can discuss with the judge what's gonna be done, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so are you, Daniel Borrow?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, So what we have is this. We have a warrant out of Osceola. The count one is battery as an incident of domestic violence with criminal mischief of 200 to 1,000, and the judge set it at no bond. And then the count two was a I'm sorry, count two was the criminal mischief. I misspoke. Count one was a battery DV. Count two is criminal mischief. Now, that one did have a $500 bond. So since it's a no bond status on count one, what's going to happen is you're going to be transported down to Osceola. And at that point, you'll see an initial appearance judge like myself where they'll address the bond. And then you can come on that charge, on the domestic violence charge, to speak as well. Okay? All right, so they should transport you probably today or tomorrow.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thanks for coming, though, sir. All right, Ricardo Altamar. Oh, it doesn't qualify.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry, that, Mr. Burrows, count one was $500 bond and count two is
No.
no bond?
Count one was no bond, count two was 500.
What are you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Primary.
thank you.
Domestic?
Okay, are you Ricardo Altamar? Okay, are you here for this case, ma'am?
Yes.
And your name?
Adrian Knight,
How do you spell your last name?
A-N-I-G-H-T.
Oh, I see. I see what she did. Okay, so, Mr. Altamar, you're charged with the battery as an incident of dating violence. And I had a question on this one. Apparently, he doesn't qualify for the BD. That's what it's saying here. But as a friend of the court, you can look at it, because it just seems like,
Is this a reset, Your Honor?
yes,
Okay, can I ask a question?
because it was a medical issue. Yes, ma'am.
All right, I didn't want to press charges,
Okay, I understand.
and also he didn't hit me.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. But here's my problem with this.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think there's enough information there, State. You need to give me more. So what I'm doing is this. Here's what we're doing, okay? Jail, do you have any information on him as far as priors?
Yes, Your Honor. He's got 11 felony convictions, 8 misdemeanors, 5 DOC. Most recent conviction looks like it was a VOP for a felony battery in 2014.
The same victim?
No.
Do you have prior charges with him, ma'am?
No.
Okay. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'll remove the no bond status and give him a bond. But I am resetting this for tomorrow for the state to get some more information. And I'm gonna set the bond at $1,000. You are to have no contact whatsoever with the victim, direct or
But-
indirect.
Sir?
Ma'am, I don't have all the information. I'm giving him something now until I get all the information.
Okay,
But I'm not, I don't, first of all, the state brings charges, not the court.
okay.
The state may not bring charges, I don't know. I'm just dealing with the initial appearance.
It was about the no contact, because
Yeah.
we live together, and we're not from here.
Okay, well, you're living here, then you're from here.
Well, I'm saying he's from Miami. He don't have nobody here besides me.
Well, he's not gonna be able, you're gonna have to maintain separate residences for right now.
Your Honor, would the court consider no hostile contact?
No, because based on what I've heard, without going into more detail, no, I'm not gonna agree to that. So no contact whatsoever, direct or indirect. You can't text him, he can't text you, you can't call, you can't do anything. Now, he can return one time with law enforcement to get his items, but otherwise, y'all have to stay separate. Are you gonna be able to do that, Mr. Altamar? Are you gonna comply with the court's conditions?
Your Honor, I would object at this point to a finding of probable cause.
I didn't find probable cause. We're resetting it for probable cause. I'm just giving him a bond right now before we get the reset.
I would say, Your Honor, probable cause can't be found. Probable cause is fluid, it's ongoing. We have the witness as confirmed by the staff at the jail. She is saying that this never
And I
happened.
even went.
Look,
down to-
I've done enough of these domestic violence cases over the year, and I understand what you're saying, but no, we're gonna reset to see what they have on this, but I'm giving him a bond in the interim. Do you want me to leave it no bond?
Well, he's not going to be able to post the bond, Your Honor, because he's going to be relying on her that he can't have.
Okay, do you want me to leave it no bond then?
I
Well,
don't think that would be appropriate either, Your Honor.
Well, which one do you want? Do you want a bond with conditions or keep it no bond?
At this point, I don't think that there's probable cause, but.
We're not up to probable cause. I made a
And
decision
I
on
don't
probable
think probable
cause.
cause can be established, Your Honor. As far as probable cause is concerned, again, it's an ongoing, it's fluid.
Look, well, let the police update their information and we'll see. So I'm gonna go, just listen, here's what we're gonna do. So we're resetting for additional information. In the interim, I'm giving you a bond, $1,000, no contact direct or indirect with the victim. Maintain separate residence. You can return one time with the law enforcement officer to get your belongings. Do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition, and if you have any, surrender them to the Orange County Sheriff's Office within 24 hours of your release.
Yeah.
All right.
Post it.
Thanks for coming, ma'am.
all right. One question, can I leave the home then?
Huh?
Can I leave, since he has nowhere else to go, I can, get another place to stay?
Well,
I have family.
I'm
here.
not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to give you legal advice. All I'm saying is you have to maintain separate residences.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Blake Coleman.
You're done. Take that.
And he does qualify for PTR, Your Honor.
Mr. Coleman does?
Mr. Coleman, yes.
Are you Blake Coleman? Wow, again, I must have that voice. Is it me? If you said you look 43 years old, I wouldn't be offended. Okay, so it is a Mr. Judge, not Ms. Judge. Okay, you're Blake Coleman?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who are you, ma'am?
Aaliyah Sanders?
All right, do you have some ID on you?
Yes.
Can you show it to the state attorney?
Your Honor, her ID does state Aaliyah Sanders.
Okay, great. All right. So, sir, a warrant for your arrest was issued by Judge Leach. And it was on aggravated assault with a firearm, 2 counts, and assault as an incident of domestic violence. Now, she set it on no bond, but I'm allowed as the IA judge to set bond in these cases. All right? Now, what do we know about Mr. Coleman? Jail?
He has 8 felony convictions, 7 misdemeanors, 9 FTAs.
All right, so tell me about any that involved assault.
I don't see any prior DV convictions.
Firearm?
Possession weapon or ammo by a convicted felon is what I see firearm-wise.
Okay. How long ago was that one, do you know?
I don't have that one's date of arrest, Your Honor.
Okay. This is the only charges they have on him, huh? Okay. All right, well, I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you, Mr. Coleman.
Your Honor, he indicated he doesn't have any financial means. Like, if he qualifies for PTR, I believe he'd like.
Okay. All right, so ma'am, are you here about the conditions of his release?
Yes.
Is that why you're here?
Yes.
Okay, what are you asking the court to do?
Set him a bond?
Okay, but are you wanting to have contact with him?
Yes.
You understand that I can't protect you if he's allowed out?
Yes.
We're talking about he's charged with a aggravated assault with a firearm.
Yes, I understand.
And so if he gets a firearm, and apparently he's a convicted felon, so I don't know why he would have an alleged firearm anyway, but if he gets back at the house, there's nothing I can do to protect you.
I understand.
And you're willing to take that chance?
Yes.
Okay. All right, anything else?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm gonna set the bond at $2,500 on count 1, $250 on count 2, and,
I apologize, Your Honor. I would have said something. I was apparently misconstruing the situation. I thought we were going to get PTR on this,
no,
Your Honor.
we're not.
I would again urge the court to consider the fact that this would essentially be tantamount to no bond in this case, which goes against, he's entitled to bond. This would basically be setting it no bond on a crime that's not punishable by life. It's not a capital crime. We We have a witness here who's indicating that she wants him or wants contact with him, that she's not in fear moving forward. We also have PTR, the jail staff, saying we have conditions we're willing to accept him into our program. Not everyone qualifies for PTR, Your Honor. When they do, I would hope that we would all push forward to take advantage of this program. It's implemented for a reason, and when we don't take advantage of it, it goes wasted.
Gotcha. So, denied that. So 2,500 count one, 250 count two, 100 on count three. No contact whatsoever with the victim, direct or indirect. Maintain separate residence. Do not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not possess or own any weapons or firearms or ammunition. Now, you could go to Division 14 and they, well, the state has, we have a warrant for this, but you can always go to Division 14 to get that modified. But he does have a bond to get out now. All right, thank you for coming, ma'am. Leonard Collins. Are you Mr. Collins?
Yes, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good. Is Nicole Kaiser out there? I don't see anybody standing up. Okay, so, Mr. Collins, you're charged with an aggravated battery of a pregnant person. Reviewed the paperwork, found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. Anything I need to know about Mr. Collins?
5 felony convictions, 4 misdemeanors, 7 FTAs. He does have a battery conviction, concealed weapon conviction, burglaries, and a sex offense.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to set bond as follows.
Your Honor, he doesn't have any financial means. That is a factor the court must consider before setting bond, so I'd like to make sure that you're aware of that before we set an amount. Additionally, Your Honor, I would just point out to the court and to the state and to everyone else in the courtroom, Mr. Collins is the one that called 911 in this case. I also find it very suspicious that she's claiming she's 3 weeks pregnant. That's a very, very fast turnaround, my understanding, to being able to find out when you are pregnant. Obviously, we'll flesh that out later as things come to light, but Your Honor, in light of these facts, we'd be asking the court to really consider setting a non-monetary release in this case.
Jill, you're not saying he's eligible for pretrial release, are you?
He is not, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay. So the bond's $2,500 on the charge, plus no contact whatsoever with the victim, direct or indirect. Do not, strike that. Do not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and don't possess any weapons or firearms. All right. Brittany Joseph.
Your Honor, is
Yeah.
there a no return to wherever this incident took place, or a separate residences if they do?
I had to maintain separate residence.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will be happy to add a no return to the scene.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Miss Brittany Joseph. Good morning. All right, is your sister here?
No, sir.
Jocelyn June, are you out there? No? Okay. I'm sorry? No, okay. So, Ms. Joseph, you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon as an incident of domestic violence, and battery, a simple battery, as an incident of domestic violence. I reviewed the paperwork. I found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Jail, is she eligible for PTR?
She is not, and she does have a prior battery with the same victim, though it wasn't a conviction.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to set bond as follows. It's going to be 2,000 on count one, 150 on count two. You're to have no contact, direct or indirect, with the victim. Maintain separate residence. Do not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. If you've got items at the scene, you can return one time with law enforcement to get your belongings. Don't possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Do you understand, Ms. Joseph?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cecilia Klaus.
And Ms. Klaus does qualify for PTR.
Okay, is her grandmother here? She's here? Great-grandmother's here?
No, Your Honor. For Cecilia? No.
Okay. Any other family for Miss, is it Klaus? Klaus. Anybody else here? Okay, no. All right, Miss Klaus, you're charged with abuse or of an elderly or disabled adult and battery as an incident of domestic violence. I reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. What did you say about pretrial release?
She does qualify.
Okay.
And she does have one prior juvenile battery of a person 65 years of age or older. It was an arrest, though, not a conviction.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. I will, the bond on count one will be $250 plus pretrial release. And on count two, it'll be $100 plus pretrial release. Now, conditions are gonna be, no contact whatsoever, direct or indirect, with your grandmother, Sandra Schweinling or something, like that. Yeah, okay, until the judge changes that, if he or she does. So you have to maintain a separate residence. If you have anything there, you can return one time with the law enforcement to get your belongings. Don't consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and don't possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You understand? All right. Kevin Little.
Your Honor, she's indicated she won't be able to afford the bond as it is set. We'd be asking for non-monetary conditions of release. As set now, it's tantamount to no bond in this case.
I'm gonna leave it as is, but thanks for asking.
Good, Your
All right, Kevin Little.
Yes, sir.
All right, so, hold on, we got someone here. And your name, ma'am?
Ariel Hall.
You have your ID with you?
I showed my ID to the security. It was on my phone. I don't have my physical ID.
Do you have a phone with you?
It's locked up.
Oh, they lock phones up now? Okay, never mind. All right, well, I'm gonna trust that that's the case. All right, so what we're dealing with, and I'll talk to you in a second. So, Mr. Little, there were warrants issued, okay? And in the first case, it was aggravated battery on a pregnant person, aggravated assault with firearm, criminal mischief greater than 200, less than 1,000, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Now, in the arrest warrant issued by the judge, it says, it was set at none on the aggravated battery on pregnant person, then it was 1,500, 1,000, 2,500. And it said the following: bail on the domestic violence aggravated battery on person shall be set by the IA judge, that's me. And you're to have no contact with the victim. So the one that you're on a no bond status, we can talk about that. There's another case, we'll talk about that in a second, but what do you have there, Jail?
2 felony convictions, 5 misdemeanors. I don't see any convictions for any violent or a weapon-related, or I'm sorry, there is a carrying concealed firearm charge.
Okay, so ma'am, what is your relationship to the defendant?
He's my baby father.
He's what?
My baby father.
Baby father, okay. Well, congratulations. Are you here to discuss terms of release?
Yes.
All right, are you asking the court to provide contact with the defendant while this case is going on?
Yes.
Okay, and if I were to do that, you understand I can't protect you in any way.
Yes, I do.
If you let him back in the house, there's nothing I can do. Now, you said he's baby daddy of the one on the way, or another one, or both?
The one on the way.
Okay, so I can't protect you and your unborn baby if I release him,
I understand.
and you're willing to take that risk?
Yes.
Okay. Now, sir, if I were to allow you to have, essentially we call it no hostile or violent contact with the victim, could you abide by that?
Yes, sir, of course.
So let's just ask a theoretical question. She says, hey, Kevin, take the garbage out. What is your response?
Okay.
No, it's yes, ma'am, right now, ma'am, yes, because your problem, if I do the no hostile, is that all she has to do is call the police saying, hey, he's being hostile. And they're gonna come pick you up and you'll be back on a no bond status. So be careful what you wish for if you get back together. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I mean, so you better be on your best behavior at all times, because one little thing, she's gonna get on that phone. Because she's got the keys to the jail for you. So if some people tell you, don't go back for now, let it cool off and work this case out first. But if I do no hostile, just make sure that you understand the downside of it.
Yes, ma'am, basis.
You can do it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, before I do that, though, that we have another arrest warrant, and it's on a stalking as an incident of domestic violence. And on that one, it is a $500 bond with no contact with the victim, and don't possess any weapons or firearms. Now, I don't have all of the information on that one, but is that the same? Oh, here we go. I do have it. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the same one, but the judge said it at a no contact basis.
Your Honor, legally, the IA judge is the one that dictates the terms of release. The warrant judge, it's a fiction. But obviously, it's.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why.
Yeah, but-
Okay, so let's go back to the other charges, the ag battery on a pregnant person and the other ones. So I'm gonna change that non to $3,000. I'm gonna leave the other bonds in there, okay? So what was is now $8,000 plus the following conditions. And those are no hostile or violent contact with the victim, do not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And if you have any, surrender them to the Orange County Sheriff's Office within 24 hours of release. And then on the stalking case, it'll be $500 with the same conditions. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so ma'am, he now has a bond. I don't recommend you let him back in the house, but if you do, again, I can't protect you. You
We don't
understand?
stay at the same house.
Well, don't be around him, you know?
Yes, sir.
You understand? I can't protect you.
Yes.
You're basically, you're making a decision now that could adversely affect you and your unborn child.
I understand.
Okay, but you still want to have no hostile or violent contact with them.
Right.
Yeah. Mr. Little, I recommend you stay separate and just do it by phone or something and not do it in person. But again, the bond is set. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for being here. Carla Rojas? Is Mom Gloria Barranca's here?
She is?
No, she's not here? Okay. I was just asking, see if she was here. Okay, are you Carla Raquel Rojas?
Yes.
Okay, so Ms. Rojas, you were arrested on a charge of battery on a person 65 years of age or older. I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. I reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause for the charges. Do we have any information on Ms. Rojas?
She has no Florida history. She does have multiple out-of-state convictions and arrests, but I don't see any convictions for any violent or weapon-related charges.
Okay, and is she eligible for pretrial release?
She did not qualify, Your Honor.
Because,
It looks like we couldn't verify any of her information or any community ties.
okay, but if she did that, she'd be eligible, correct?
I mean, the charge does not disqualify her.
Right. So I'm going to set bond as follows. It's going to be $1,000 plus no contact whatsoever with the victim, direct or indirect. Maintain separate residence. You can return one time if you have items there with law enforcement to get your belongings. Don't consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not possess or any weapons, firearms, or ammunition, and surrender any if you have them within 24 hours of release. But if it turns out you can qualify for pretrial release, we'll change that in lieu of the $1,000 monetary bond. Do you understand?
Sorry, the last part?
So you don't, when they interviewed you, they couldn't verify some of your contacts, but if later on they can confirm you're eligible for pretrial release, instead of posting the $1,000 bond, you can do pretrial release with all the conditions I set, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Bond or PTR, Your Honor.
yes. Octavia Samples. All right, ma'am, your name is?
Stephanie Glover.
All right, so you are Stephanie.
Yes.
All right, do you have your ID with you?
I looked at it already, Your Honor.
Okay, are you here to discuss terms of release?
Yes.
And what is it you're asking for, ma'am?
I would like to see him released. I don't want to press charges on him.
So
But
here's your options. You ready?
Mhm.
You could say, Judge, I don't want to have any contact right now. I think it's best just a cooling off period, no contact, direct or indirect, during the pendency of the case until a judge changes it. Or I'll do no hostile or violent contact with the victim, which means you can be around him, he can be there, but if it becomes hostile or violent, you need to advise law enforcement so that he can be picked up for the alleged violation. What are you asking for?
I think no contact right now until just the cool off period.
I agree. That's the
until the
best
judge
thing for
changes.
everybody, because it protects him as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a great idea. So we're gonna talk about this though. Okay, so Mr. Samples, so it's an aggravated assault with a firearm, aggravated assault with a firearm count 2, aggravated assault with firearm count 3, and we have the cruelty to animals and resisting officer without violence. Now, I read this affidavit and it was different, to say the least, and I found probable cause on all the charges. I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. Now, I assume he's not eligible for PTR.
He does qualify, Your Honor,
He does qualify for
Yes.
PTR? Okay.
and he
So,
has no prior history.
yeah. So and don't answer this. I don't know what was going on with your life at the time when you killed the dog and were saying all the things you allegedly said, or allegedly killed the dog. I don't know what went on, but it's concerning and it's something that maybe needs to be treated. I don't know. But I am going to set a bond on this. And on count 1, it's going to be $1,000. Count 2 and 3 are going to be $250 each. Count 4 is going to be $250, and count 5 is going to be $100, the resisting officer without a violence. Now, I'm going to keep it at a no contact whatsoever with the victims. You are to maintain separate residences. You are, may return one time with a law enforcement officer to get your belongings, okay? Don't consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. If you've been prescribed medication by a doctor for your condition, I would just say be compliant with what your doctor has said. I'm not your doctor, but if the healthcare professional says take this medication and it helps you from having these episodes, then I strongly suggest you follow up with that doctor when you get out and take those medications. Again, return one time with the law enforcement officer, get your belongings. So don't possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Again, don't consume any alcohol or illegal / non-prescribed medication. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, so he has the bond with those conditions, though.
Okay.
Your Honor, is this pretrial release with a bond or?
Yeah, we can do that, pretrial release with those bond
Your
conditions.
Honor, would you consider lowering the bonds? He's gonna have to.
Already did.
But if we're gonna add the condition, then I would hope that the court would consider lowering the bond. He's gonna have to pay for PTR supervision. I don't want him to have to pay twice.
I lowered the bond already. If you want to skip the PTR, that's fine.
But, Your Honor, you lowered the bond without the PTR conditions, so if the court would consider lowering it if we're gonna do the conditions.
Yeah.
I don't want him to get hit twice for.
Okay, then let's skip the PTR and let's just go with the bond that I gave him and I lowered based on everything. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, man, for being here. Edward Willie. Yeah, you want to do some of the pleables?
Yes, sir.
All right, who do you want to do? Let's do them. Jeremy Keller. Can we do all three at the same time?
Yes, sir. Law, bring all 3 of them at the same time.
Is that okay with you?
That's fine. I don't know how they're gonna act because they can't see right now.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll try. Remember the good old days, we used to have 10 people lined up.
I don't either, thank you.
Hey, I was Casey Anthony's judge. Come on. You okay doing all three at the same time, counsel?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you guys take his plea form? Y'all took their plea forms. They put them in lock, they took their plea forms before they put them into the hole.
So, officer, we sent him back there to read the plea forms. Did y'all let them read them?
They have them in their hand, I don't know the ability to read what level.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask that, but they had them for a while? Okay. All right. So, we're gonna line y'all up. I'm gonna ask you, come on up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you the standard questions I ask everybody who's taking a plea. So, we're gonna do it in order. So, what is your name, sir?
Keller.
I thought, is he Jeremy Keller?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And where's Patrick Green?
I'm right here, sir.
Okay, and then that leaves you, Mr. Michael Taylor, okay? Yeah, so you're number 3. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go like, state your name, and then Mr. Keller's first, Mr. Green, and then you, Mr. Taylor. And I'm gonna keep going through the questions. Does everybody understand? Yes? You understand that? If you don't, we'll skip the pleas and we'll just do bonds and y'all can move on, whatever you want to do. Okay, so I think you all understand. All right, so first question. State your full name. Mr. Keller?
What?
What's your name, Mr. Keller?
Keller.
Okay, Mr. Green, you're next.
Patrick O'Neill Green.
All right, Mr. Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay, we got through that. Now, here we go. Do you read and understand English? Mr. Keller?
Sorry.
Do you read and understand English?
Yeah.
Mr. Green?
Yeah.
Mr. Taylor?
No.
Do you understand? Do you read and understand English?
What would you say?
Yeah, do you read and understand English?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Keller, in this case, you're charged with trespass on a property after warning. The state, and I had found probable cause, the state made an offer, which I understand you wish to accept, which would be adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs. Is that correct?
Want to accept the credit time served plea? The one that gets you out today?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Keller, did you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Green, you were charged with disorderly conduct. That was a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, and court costs. Is that what you wish to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Taylor, you were charged with petty theft at retail. Your plea was an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the 7-Eleven in question, reserve as to restitution and court costs. Is that what you want to do, Mr. Taylor?
Yeah.
All right. Now, Mr. Keller, back to you. Are you currently under the influence of any pills, drugs, or alcoholic medication?
No, I'm
That's a good answer right there.
I'm sorry?
I believe he said no, Your Honor.
That's what I heard. All right.
crazy. Like schizophrenia.
Okay, well, listen, a lot of people have schizophrenia. The question is, do you take any type of medication to treat for it?
Depakote, I think.
All right, when's the last time you had your medication? I'm sorry?
You know, when the last time
I
you
don't
took it?
remember. Sorry.
Okay. So if I ask you who's the president of the United States, what would you say?
Biden. Last
Okay.
was Trump.
Right. You remember the one before that?
Bush leaders. Tesla, Burfoot.
Okay. All right. So, do you feel you understand everything that's going on in order to take this plea?
Crazy people don't want to feel pain either.
Yeah, Mr. Keller, I understand you've got some issues going on in your life. The question is, do you feel that you understand what's going on right now with this plea?
Yeah.
Okay. How far did you go in school?
College.
Great. Did you read the plea form carefully?
I believe so.
Did you sign it?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about the plea form?
No.
So you understand you have the right to continue a not guilty plea, that you could have a trial, you could remain silent.
I'd like to leave today.
Okay. So you understand by entering this plea, you're waiving those constitutional rights I just mentioned. Do you understand that?
Waiving the trial.
Waiting the trial.
Okay. And are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Mr. Keller, as to the charge of trespass on property after warning, how do you plead?
No contest.
No contest. All right, I'm going to accept your plea, find that you're alert and oriented, that you understood the nature of the charges and the consequences of the plea, and I'm going to sentence you as previously indicated. Please note you do have the right to appeal this decision. That notice of appeal must be filed with the clerk's office within 30 days, and an attorney can be appointed to represent you. All right, you understand? All right, so, great. All right, so we're going to let you, we're done with Mr. Keller. Mr. Green, come on up. Hold on a second. I'm going to put the cost at collection court. How are y'all doing collection court these days? We don't have collection court, so you did away with that. So just payable within a certain period of time? All right, we're going to waive costs. All right, Mr. Green. You're good, Mr. Keller, I'm sorry. Okay, Mr. Green, I think we got up to the beginning of this, and how far did you get in school?
12th grade graduated.
All right, and did you read that plea form carefully before you signed it?
I read it.
Okay, did you sign it?
Yeah, he gave me a pen and I signed something. Yeah.
Well, do you have the plea form there?
You signed the plea form.
Yeah, I signed the plea form.
I believe
I've got it here. Okay, great. Let me look at it.
I signed it.
All right, I see your signature. Got it. Okay, now, are you currently under the influence of any pills,
No,
drugs, or
no
alcohol?
drugs, no nothing, no.
You gotta let me finish. Are you currently under the influence of any pills, drugs, or
No, sir.
alcohol? Okay. You understand that by entering this plea, you're waiving valuable constitutional rights, including a trial by jury? Well, this is city ordinance, forget that. That a trial, to call witnesses, to remain silent, and to appeal any sentence. You understand that you're waiving those rights if you enter this plea?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Voluntarily, ain't nobody here to tell me nothing.
Well, so are you doing it freely and voluntarily?
Yeah, myself.
Okay. No one's forcing you to do this. All right. And PD, I assume that you agree that there's a factual basis for the plea?
For purposes of the plea, Your Honor.
Yeah. Okay. Now, sir, as to the charge of disorderly conduct, how do you plead? No contest, guilty, or not guilty?
No context.
All right, I'm going to accept your plea, find you're alert, oriented, that you understood the nature of the charge, the consequence of the plea, and that there was a factual basis. I'm going to sentence you as previously indicated, a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, and I'm going to waive your court costs. You got 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you wish to do it, it's got to be in writing and filed with the clerk within 30 days again. And if you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. You understand?
Wait, what he was saying about 30 days?
30 days to appeal.
If you want to appeal the decision. Okay.
Like if I don't feel right,
Michael Taylor.
I don't know.
Like,
Michael Taylor. Are you Michael Taylor? Are you Michael Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay, you've been charged with petty theft. Again, the offer is you'd be adjudicated guilty, credit time served, no return to the 7-Eleven, reserve as to restitution.
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor, did you read over the plea form carefully before you signed it?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about the plea form?
Only thing I want to do is put money in that woman cash register, but.
Well, we'll deal with that on the restitution later if they decide to pursue it. Now, any other questions about the plea form?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any pills, drugs, or alcoholic beverages?
Some alcohol.
All right, so let me ask you this. Within what time is it? It's 1:30 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah.
And you were arrested at, hold on a second.
Friday.
at just before midnight, well, at 11:18 yesterday.
Yeah.
So, have you consumed any alcohol in the last 18 hours?
No.
Okay. Do you
Too late.
feel like you understand what's going on?
Yes, I understand.
And if I asked you who the president was, what would you say?
What's his name? The blonde guy, not the president. I don't know the new president because I don't have a television.
Well, listen, not everybody keeps up with current politics.
Because
So which county are we in right now?
Orange,
There's 67 in Florida. Which one are we in?
I heard,
Orange County, where I'm from. I don't,
Well, do you know what county this is?
Hoboken.
Huh?
You know, I don't.
Okay. So, how far did you get in school?
What's in ninth grade?
Ninth grade. Okay. And,
The girl keeps on messing with me while I don't work anywhere.
well,
And she keeps on
I hear
driving
you.
me crazy.
I hear you. Okay. So, all right. Well, again, I've had an opportunity to observe you, and I believe you understand what's going on. So, you understand by entering this plea, you're waiving any rights to a trial and to cross-examine witnesses and remain silent and appeal the case. You understand that? All right. Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Is anybody forcing or threatening you to enter this plea?
No.
Okay, so as the charge of petty theft, how do you plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right, I'll accept your plea. I will find that you're alert, intelligent, that you entered the plea freely and voluntarily, that you understood the nature of the charges. And again, PD, you're agreeing for the purpose of the plea, there's a factual basis?
yes, Your Honor.
And I'll find that there is a factual basis for acceptance of the plea. And I'll sentence you as previously indicated. You got 30 days to appeal my decision. It's got to be in writing, filed with the clerk's office. I'll waive court costs. All right, thank you, sir. All right, let's go with Edward Willie.
Behavior, Your Honor.
He's out for behavior? Reset for tomorrow on him. How about Ms. Forbes? Is she out there?
What's the name, Your Honor?
Forbes?
We don't have that name on the docket.
Did she bond out?
You have a booking number for her, Your Honor?
Oh, did I take someone out of order? I'm sorry. Zekia Blackman. My fault.
And Mr. Blackman does qualify for PTR.
Okay. All right, so we have someone here with us, and who are you, ma'am?
Zuri Beasley.
All right, Ms. Beasley. And so you don't live together, you don't have any children together, but you're here on Mr. Blackman's charge of battery as an incident of domestic violence?
Yes,
Are you asking for some type of contact with him?
yes,
Did you hear what I said to the other individuals about no hostile versus no contact?
yes,
You understand the court can't protect you if I change it to anything but no contact?
yes.
All right, and what are you asking the court to do?
To place a bond and release him?
All right, so you want to have contact with him?
Yes,
Okay, so Mr. Blackman, is that you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Well, you didn't call me a lady, so that's okay. You got that going for you. So, Mr. Blackman, you understand if I give you what we call a no hostile or violent contact with the alleged victim, that if you become hostile in any way or violent, she calls the cops, you're going to be back down here on a no bond status?
Yes, sir.
And I am telling you that you're probably better off not living together or anything, and if you do anything, keep it so it's even telephonic where it's non-hostile, at least for now. Do you understand?
Sir.
Okay, so again, you're charged with battery as an incident of domestic violence. This is a misdemeanor battery. I found probable cause for the charges. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Now, I'm told that he's eligible for pretrial release.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Does he have any prior violent type crimes?
He has a prior battery DV arrest. It was not a conviction, it was arrest. It does look like it was with the same victim.
It was or was not?
It looks like it was with the same victim.
Okay, so Ms. Beasley, you guys are been dating for approximately 2 years?
yes,
Okay, so, and you still want to have some kind of contact with them?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'll do then, Mr. Blackman, is, it'll be a $250 bond plus pretrial release. You're to have no hostile or violent contact with the victim. When she says, Ezeki, how do you say his name?
Zika.
Ezeki, I need you to wash and wax my car. Your response is?
Say it again, sir.
If she says, I want you to wash and wax my car, your response is? No, it's, yes, ma'am, I'll do it right now.
No, I'll do it right now.
And just like Back to the Future, 2 coats of wax. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I say that to give you a perfect example of why you have to be on your best behavior, because she grabs that phone and she calls the police, you're going to be in jail.
Yes, sir.
So she controls your fate. So be very careful. By the way, February 14th is Valentine's Day. Be very careful, all right?
Sir.
Okay, and so we got the no hostile. Don't consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and don't possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. If you have any, surrender within 24 hours of release to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Any questions, ma'am?
No, not.
Okay, any questions, sir? All right, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, do we have Ms. Forbes?
We do, Your Honor.
All right, are you Creesa Forbes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, is your husband here? He is?
Yeah, and the baby.
Okay, you want to show the ID to the state?
I'm sorry, is Barreto your first name?
Romo.
That's your last name?
That's my last name.
It should be Rommel Renuda Berto.
Yes.
Is that him?
Yes, it's.
Okay, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good, Your Honor.
So how old's the baby?
The baby's doing good.
And what's the name?
Romeo.
I can't hear what?
Romeo.
Romeo. Ooh, I kind of like that. All right, Miss Forbes. How's your Saturday going so far?
I've been sleeping 36 hours
Yes.
already.
It's quite the thing here at the jail.
I know.
It is. So look, you're charged with battery as an incident of domestic violence. I read through the paperwork. I was a little thrown off because it looked like the officer incorporated another name in there, that Osorio. Am I missing something there? I don't know where he got Osorio from, but the rest of it had the right names. So I found probable cause for the charges. So is he eligible for pretrial release?
She does qualify, yes, Your Honor.
She does. Okay, so, Mr. Berto, are you asking that she return home?
Yes, please.
And if I do that, that means she can't have any hostile or violent contact with you? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so if he says, hey, the baby's crying, get up and go take care of the baby, what's your response?
I will.
Okay. Well, look, what we'll do is we'll do a straight pretrial release, no hostile or violent contact with the victim. Don't consume any or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. No weapons, firearms, or ammunition in the house. If there are any, get them to the sheriff's office within 24 hours of your release.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Totally understand.
You don't?
Totally understand.
Totally understand.
Oh, okay. So look, here's what's going to happen. You're going to leave here, and they're going to process you. And at some point, they'll release you. When that happens, I've seen them do it at 2 in the morning. So I guess they're going to get it done quickly. I just don't know what to tell you when. Do you want to give a guesstimate? 4 to 6 hours. So you may want to come home and come back or something. Well, you got the baby there. I don't know if you want to wait 4 to 6 hours while they process you out. Okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Uh-huh. All right, do we have Jeremy Williams?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Williams. How are you?
Hopefully I could have met you on better circumstances, but thank you.
How was the show, Mrs. Lincoln, as they say? Yeah.
Hopefully you read the police report. It's accurate. I would just say
I
that.
did. Your dad's not here, though, is he?
Correct.
Okay, so here's the charge. Battery is an incident of domestic violence, and I did review the paperwork. I found probable cause, I'm going to appoint the public defender. So tell me, is Mr. Williams eligible for pretrial release?
He is, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, does he have any priors that involved violence?
No, I don't see any violent history.
Okay, so I am going to do a pretrial release, but you can have no hostile or violent contact with the victim. And you're not to consume or possess any alcohols or illegal drugs. And you're not to possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. If you have any, turn them in within 24 hours to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Interesting, it would, this would be a good movie. I don't know who you want to play you in the movie, but I've never seen this scenario before, but I think it would make a great TV series or movie. So I would suggest start writing the script, because you could make a lot of money on what happened here. I can see it. I can really see it in my,
You said no hostile?
yeah, no hostile, yeah. So, other than that, have a great day.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
There you go.
And Your Honor, that was a pretrial release.
Yeah.
No bond, correct? $0.
I think his dad's had more prison time than him. He'd probably take care of himself.
I did notice that.
Is that Erica Alfaro? Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Alfaro, you're here because it's alleged that you gave a false name which adversely affected another. Now, I had some issues on this, but I'll point to PD. Anything from you, PD, on this one?
Your Honor, I guess if they didn't make the connection on the fingerprint, we'd ask for 24 hours for the PC to come through. I'm guessing that's why it came up in this case. The prints came back as a hit at the jail. She's been here. Her bond's revoked.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
Look, I am just going to ROR on this charge. The state wants to file, they'll file. You got other issues going on.
is that
Okay.
a no PC finding? Or,
Oh, I'm gonna find PC, but I'm RORing.
Your Honor, would the court just, so we could get time, set a
Oh.
dollar bond?
Oh, yeah, she needs the credit on it, doesn't she? What's the minimum?
You're not gonna get time served.
Anything? $1 minimum, right?
That
Okay.
works, Your Honor.
Okay, there you go. Brian Bradley.
Add $1 on the new case. You still don't have bond on the other one. Remember we talked about
Your Honor, I'm sorry, so that's the, on the giving a false name,
Yeah,
PC, ROR, and you said $1?
well, yes, I changed it to $1.
Okay,
I changed it to $1.
Okay, and then,
Your attorneys will talk.
That was the only one we
there's
had.
I have a failure to appear.
Hold on a second. I don't.
She was already seen on that.
Yeah, she was
Okay.
seen on that, yeah. Got it. Quickly leave the room before we find something else. Brian Bradley. How you doing, Mr. Bradley? Great. Look, you're here on a charge of carrying a concealed firearm, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. Reviewed the paperwork, found probable cause, going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Mr. Bradley eligible for PTR?
He's not, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'm going to leave the bond as stated, $2,500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. Do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition during the pendency of this case.
Your
And
Honor.
do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Yes, sir.
Would you consider, he said he could afford $200, that would be $1,000 on count 1 with the subsidiary on count 2. Additionally, Your Honor, this is a lockdown motion to suppress. I could write this right now. These officers had no basis to stop him. I have case law for the court. This is very clearly a Kilburn case. The 2017 bulge of a firearm is not sufficient to stop anyone. It's exactly what he said here. He said, I saw a bulge, it was a firearm. That's fine. We live in Florida where concealed carry is perfectly acceptable. He had none of that knowledge going into his interaction with my client. And again, Your Honor, the case law is very clear. In Kilburn v. State, the bulge is no longer sufficient.
All right. Well, I'll respectfully disagree, and I'm going to leave the bond as is. All right, let's go on, and I think we're into traffic. Ms. Chernos?
Bond, Your Honor.
Bonded. Angelo Grulon?
What's the name, Your Honor?
Grulin? Angelo Grulin? Did I miss somebody? Hold on. I did. All right, Quentin Cunningham? Good afternoon, Mr. Cunningham. How are you? Good. Well, look, you're here because you were arrested on possession of fentanyl, possession of methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I found probable cause for the charges. I'm going to stay the bonds at $1,500, $1,500, and $500. In addition, do not consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand? All right, great. So who do I have next? Molly Damsel? Who do I got? Grulin?
Molly Damsel refused, Your Honor.
Refused?
Yes.
Okay, we'll reset her. What about James Evans?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, how are you doing, Mr. Evans? All right, sir, you're charged with battery on law enforcement officer, resisting an officer with violence, and disorderly conduct. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, and I found probable cause. Are you visiting from England? You got any family with you, or did they all fly back?
They are here now.
They already went back?
They're here for another couple of days.
Oh, they're here? Okay, good. So what do we know, Jail, about Mr. Evans?
Don't see any prior history, Your Honor.
Okay. While in English, this may be standard conduct at a football game, in America, it's not. So we treat it differently. So, is he eligible for pretrial release?
He is not, Your Honor.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Your Honor, he will have to pay the full amount of the bond. I've discussed this with him in the back. No bond company is going to jump on this because he's from England. So he's going to have to come up with a lot of money. As it's said.
oh, it is. I mean, they, again, they double it just because you're from out of the state like that. So, all I can tell you is I'm leaving the bonds at $5,300 and $200. No return to the scene. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs during the pendency of this case. You need to contact your family to send the full amount if a bonds company won't take it. Do you understand?
Yeah,
Okay.
Would your family be able to afford that? Your Honor, he's indicated that his family won't be able to afford that either. Again, we'd ask the court to just reconsider. We could cut the amount to, I think, $2,500. That would cover all of his court costs if he's found guilty of this.
I hear you, but I read everything. I'm not going to change it. But good luck, sir. All right, do we have Angelo Grulon?
All of them, you know.
Okay, I have the two cases for him. Is that correct, Mr. Grulon? No? Yes? Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Grulon. You're here on a couple of matters, all right? You're charged with grand theft third degree of firearm, carrying a concealed firearm, and open carrying of weapons or firearms. You also have additional charges for burglary of a structure, grand theft second degree, 20,000 or more, and possession of burglary tools. In addition, you are out on bond on a battery of a law enforcement officer resisting without violence in case number 2021 CF 14267. So, as to the first set of charges and the second set, I've reviewed, I found probable cause, that I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to revoke your bond in your older case. You're going to need to go back to the judge in that division to see if they will give you a bond that you're out on, okay? So now what we're going to focus on are the bonds on the new charges. After reviewing it, I'm going to stay the bonds. So grand theft third degree firearm, $1,000, carrying concealed firearm at $150, $100 for the open carrying. And then on the burglary of structure, $3,500, grand theft second degree, $2,500, and then possession of burglary tools, $500. No return to the scene, no contact with the victims, Do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. If you have any, turn them into the sheriff's office if and when you get out within 24 hours of your release. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't have bond, it got revoked.
All right, we got Mike Hodge back there. All right.
You got time to figure
Good
it out.
afternoon, Mr. Hodge. How are you?
Good afternoon. I kind of cold.
Okay. Well, look, you're charged with aggravated assault with a firearm, 2 counts.
Understand.
And I reviewed the paperwork, and they initially, set it for, you coming in here on a no bond status, which they're supposed to, but I get to set a bond for you, okay? So I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Jail, is there anything else I need to know about young Mr. Hodge?
He has no prior history. He does qualify for PTR.
Okay. So these are very serious charges, but you do qualify for
Understand.
pretrial release. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the bond on, well, I'm going to give you a bond on count 1. It's going to be $1,000.
Hey,
And on count 2, it's going to be $250. Both of them have pretrial release. You have no contact with the victims. You are to no return to the scene.
so that mean I can't go back to my house? Because they come to...
Yeah, no, so here's the kicker. I'm not going to give you legal advice.
Hmm.
If the victims are at the house, even if you own it, you can only return there one time with a law enforcement officer, get your personal belongings until a judge says otherwise. If they had moved out, though,
This isn't domestic,
No,
Your Honor.
it
These are a different set of
I
girls.
know, I'm just saying, you can't go back because you can't have no contact with them. So what I'm saying is if they were not there, that's one way. But I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm just telling you the practicality of it.
Your Honor, I'm confused. Can he go back to his house?
Yeah, because
I'm confused.
They don't...
Hold on.
Look, I understand, and this comes up a lot, where it's your house and other people are there.
They don't live
Your
there,
Honor, the
Your Honor.
victims don't live at the.
They are a
at the-
separate group of people. that-
Then, again, as long as you're maintaining a separate residence, they don't live there, it's not a problem. Okay?
Understand.
Yeah. I'm just saying, avoid that contact, so, and I won't add the other conditions that you say they're not supposed to be there. So look, don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and don't possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And if you have any, surrender it within 24 hours of your release to the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Question.
Or ask your attorney first.
Your Honor, that's not a no return, but it is maintain separate residences.
Yes, I'm sorry, maintain separate residence, we'll strike that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, we'll clarify.
We'll find out right now. Your Honor, I would ask, conditions of release are supposed to be related to, actually, I apologize, Your Honor. I'm getting the charges mixed up with the last one. In this particular instance, Mr. Hodge does have another firearm that he's going to be returning to the court. We wanted to put on the record.
Yeah, okay, great.
You got to turn it over to the sheriff, just like you did the last one. You'll get him back at the end. Maybe. The sheriff's department does.
All right, anything else?
No, the one on Colonial, 2500 West Colonial.
Give me a bit.
Call them. They'll send someone out to come pick up the gun.
I reduced, hold on a second.
Oh, wait.
What you say, Your Honor?
What did you say the bond was?
You ain't tell me nothing yet.
No, I did.
1,000 and
Your Honor, I have
Yeah, PTR 1,000 and 250. I reduced it. I heard 2,500.
Oh, no.
No, I reduced it.
No, I think he was talking about an address for the sheriff department.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
All right,
apology.
great. All right, good luck. Dondrick Hooks. You're welcome. Huh?
He refused.
Okay, we'll reset. How about Ennis? All right, is it Naphtali Ennis?
Yes, sir.
Did I say that right?
Yes, ma'am. Sir.
Okay. All right, well, look, we got a couple things we got to cover here, all right? You picked up new charges of possession of fentanyl and possession of drug paraphernalia. I reviewed the paperwork, found probable cause, and I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. Now, I understand he is out on bond on a drug charges in 2021 CF 13754. I'm revoking that bond because violated your conditions by picking up these new charges, you can always go back to the judge to ask to get that changed. Do you understand? So you're going to stay until you get that taken care of, in other words. Now, back to your new charges. I'm going to leave the bonds at 1,000 on count one and 100 on count two. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand?
Your Honor.
Okay, good luck. All right, do we have Miss Tiambi Lynn? Did I say that right, Miss Lynn? Okay. Listen, I have an arrest warrant, and it's alleged you failed to appear for your arraignment on January 20th on your aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and the judge issued a capias, it's a warrant, and it's on a no bond status. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. They can schedule a bond hearing for you in Division 16. Do you understand? Yeah, they'll need to schedule a bond hearing with the judge, because right now you're on a no bond status. Okay? All right, good luck. Travis McCaskill. Is that you, Mr. McCaskill? No?
Did you have a booking number for them, Your Honor?
Well, wait a second, hold on. What happened here? Did I have a? Here's the first one.
2200-2783.
They must have bonded out, Your Honor.
Okay, he had two cases. All right. Is that Gary Merriweather? Okay, come on up there, Mr. Merriweather. I have two matters to talk to you about, okay? First, you're charged with robbery, armed robbery with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery, and petty theft. And then you also picked up a charge for possession of cocaine. So I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you on both of those cases. I'm finding probable cause. Is he eligible for any type of pretrial release?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So if they are, just shout it out. Sure. Appreciate it. So I'm going to keep the bonds stayed. That's 5,000 on count one, 3,500 on count two, 250 on count three, and then on the possession of cocaine, that's a $1,000 bond. You are have no contact with the victim. You are do not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't possess or own any weapons, firearms or ammunition. If you have any, turn them into the sheriff's office within 24 hours of your release. Do you understand, sir? All right. All right, Ramon Severio. Okay. Are you Mr. Severio?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, look, we've got warrants and stuff here, but I want to appoint the PD right now. And PD, if you don't want to be appointed just as a friend of the court, I want you to appear, okay? So look, Mr. Severio, you got this warrant, arrest warrant, all right? And the arrest warrant states that on October 28th, 2021, you allegedly committed grand theft of a motor vehicle and grand theft by fraud. And the bond was set by the judge as 1,000 on each, although it's subject to being modified by myself. Now, I see where he's out on some bonds on some other matters.
Yes. One of them was entered in error, Your Honor, but he is out on bond on the 2021 CF 003826 AO.
Okay, so let me just turn to that one. Okay, that says his date of arrest was November 18th, 2021. Does everybody see that?
That, I think, is the other one, Your Honor. The 3826, I think, was on 4/2.
No, it says 11/18/21. Is there a different date of arrest?
Let me see, Your Honor.
That's what my paperwork's showing.
Let me sign on so I can look at that case.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. State, do you have any information that he was out on bond prior to this alleged October 28th, 2021?
Your Honor, I'm looking into that now, but
Okay.
I don't have any information at hand.
And PD, of course, you got anything, jump in.
On 3826, On 2021 CF 003826AO, I'm showing that he was arrested on 4/4 of 2021.
Oh, that's not what it says here, but 4/4/21?
Yes, I believe the other case was the one that was in November.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna write it here. So, because it appears it did precede the new one, I am going to revoke your bond in 2021 CF 3826. Point the PD if you don't already have the PD, and then you can schedule a bond hearing with that judge on this, okay? And then on your other one, I'm gonna leave the bonds at 1,000 on each count as well. And no contact with the victims. Do you understand?
You got arrested in April in this case. You weren't allowed to commit any new crimes after April. This happened in November. They're saying this happened in November. See? Now that's gone.
All right, Mandel Stewart.
Yeah, we gotta get you another bond.
Refused, reset.
We'll talk.
How about Julius Taylor?
Refused also.
Refused? Oh, they getting antsy back there? Am I taking too long? Edward, we'll reset. Edward Simmons,
Yes, sir.
thanks for being here today. Mr. Simmons, my name's Judge John Jordan. You're here on a capias for allegedly failing to appear for your pretrial conference on January 24th, 2022 on your possession and consumption prohibited in parking lots and certain private lots. The judge set the bond at $500. We'll point the PD and you can go back to Division 85 to deal with it.
Court entertain a plea to the bench in this case?
I don't have all the facts here and everything, so no. Go back to Division 85. All right, moving on. Benny St. Louis.
Yeah, that's what he said. You have to go back. You have a $500 bond, but you gotta go back to the judge. You should get it set for a plea quick.
Are you Benny St. Louis?
Yes, hello, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. St. Louis.
Yes, likewise.
So here's where we're at. A capias was issued for you allegedly failing to appear at your pretrial on June 28th of 2021 on your resisting officer without violence and trespass on the property other than a structure or conveyance. The judge has set the bond at $500 on each count for a total of $1,000. I'll appoint the PD to represent you. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can schedule a bond hearing with the judge. Are we at
Your
traffic
Honor.
land?
Excuse me, Your Honor.
What's your question?
January 23rd, I was in court with Judge Wayne Wooten. He didn't see no warrants. He allowed me to leave. I called the bondsman, and I turned myself in. I was wishing to take care of the matter today, please. I came from California.
Look, I understand exactly where you're at, and there have been times where, when I was the IA judge, I was able to fix those things, but I don't have any judges or Js at the courthouse. It's just me. So I can't confirm or deny anything you're saying. You may be right, but that's why I appointed the PD, and they can expeditiously take care of this for you.
Way to get time served.
I can't take a plea on it, but this is what they're showing's out there, okay? But I am sympathetic to your situation.
I have a bond.
Okay, what happened to Jacob Laylock? Okay,
And he does qualify for PTR, Your Honor.
okay. Are you Jacob Laylock?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so he's got the driving while license been revoked and a DUI, and in addition, he got a resisting officer without violence. So I reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause. Mr. Blaylock, I'm going to appoint the PD, and it's two cases. It's been separated between the traffic and the resisting. Is he eligible?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor, he is.
Okay, any prior DUIs, wet recklesses, or anything like that?
No, sir.
No, let them ask. Let them answer. You never know.
I don't see any prior DUIs, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. PD, what are you asking?
Your Honor, I believe PTR. You'd accept PTR in this case?
Don't you have a PTR? Do y'all still, I mean, we've changed how we do things over the years. We used to have GPS monitoring, but that's gone by the wayside. But don't we have a PTR which has periodic breath testing?
You can order that, Your Honor. You can order PTR with random urinalysis.
Random urinalysis. And that's going to pick up if he has alcohol?
I believe it's,
I just want to hear it.
I don't do that, Your Honor. So
Yeah, but we used to do a breathalyzer. Do we still do that?
We don't supervise them, Your Honor, so I'm not sure what that PTR does. I know they do.
Y'all know, I
urinalysis.
mean, I've been out of criminal for a while. Do y'all know?
I don't, Your Honor. I've been in criminal for very little time.
Okay. You don't know?
Never heard of a breath.
Breath is part of that? We used to have it. Again, we used to have GPS too.
No, I wish we had the GPS though. One person ruins it for everyone.
Well, one company ruined it for everyone.
Oh, I thought it was that person that did.
It's the company that screwed up that caused what happened that resulted in it being yanked.
That makes sense.
But the federal system uses it. Everybody else uses it.
Seminole.
Seminole uses it.
Seminole uses it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just a bit hesitant here because you guys don't know. Can I order PTR with random breath testing? And if they don't offer breath testing, then it'll be a monetary bond. You good with that, Madam Clerk? Anything the judge says? Okay. Y'all are gonna have to confirm that he can do random breath testing. Otherwise,
I don't know how
huh?
long that could take, Your Honor, because they are not in right now, so just so you're
No.
aware, it might take a little while for us to.
Right, you're not gonna get out until they confirm they can do
Information.
breath testing. Otherwise, you have to pay the monetary bond. And the monetary bonds would be, on the DUI, it'll be $1,000 because it's with damage to property or person. And, the Dwillis, the driving while license suspended, that'll be $500. And then the resisting without violence will be $500. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. All right, so if they can confirm you can do the PTR, we'll do that on all three counts with the random breath testing. If you can't do random breath testing, you gotta pay the bond.
So it's not like a bond or question, it's PTR if we can do the breath test, if not, he
Pays the
bond out?
monetary, yeah, but if you can do if you can do it with the, breath testing, then it'll just be the PTR breath testing. Okay? And we move on. How about, Fernando? Bond out?
He bonded, Your Honor.
All right. Well, let's see, what do we have here? What happened to Mark Hershowitz?
Bonded also.
Bonded out, okay. What about Perez Bomka?
Bonded.
Good, all right. So that moves us on now to the misdemeanor pleables, our favorite category. How about David Akins? Is he here? Huh?
Behavior.
All right, we'll reset him. Batista?
Refused.
We'll reset him. Henry Davis?
Mental health.
Reset him. Darius Hood? Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I just need to go back really quick over this. So, David Akins was a refusal.
Behavior.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just to keep my notes correct. Demencio Batista?
He refused.
Refused. And that one was reset, Your Honor?
Yeah,
These are all reset, I assume?
yeah. You know, we ought to do like they did in the old days, reset to Monday.
That would be.
That's how they used to do it when I was out
Better
here
for
doing
me.
IAs full times, because Monday was one of the worst days because of all the resets.
And then.
But I'm not doing that.
Davis?
Mental health.
All right, Darius Hood, we there?
Yes, sir.
So look, you picked up a loitering or prowling and resisting officer without violence. It also came to my attention that you are out on bond on carrying a concealed firearm in 2021 CF 15447. I am not going to entertain a plea on this case in light of him being out on bond. So I'm finding probable cause of the new charges. We'll stay the bonds at 150 on count one and 500 on count two. and I'm revoking your bond in 2021 CF 15447, and get the PD and all of these if you don't have it, and then you could go to the judge in that division to request a bond. You understand? All right. Preston Jones?
Yeah. What's up, Judge?
Not much.
All right today, man?
Okay, Mr. Jones?
What's going on?
Not much. Let's see what's going on with you. So you got charged with battery, misdemeanor battery.
Yeah.
Oh, don't say anything about it. Don't say anything. And McKenna Gonzalez is not here, but you, I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. I'm going to find probable cause for the charge. Is he eligible?
He is not, Your Honor.
Is this pleable? Don't you have to have a victim?
Your Honor, not
present?
without the victim.
Yeah. So, any history of any type of batteries or anything like that?
He does have extensive out-of-state history. He has convictions for robbery, indecent assault, terroristic threats. And that is what I see as far as convictions that are violent.
Okay, look, so I'm going to stay the bond at 500, but you're not to have any contact whatsoever with the victim. You cannot consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. You can't possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. If you have any, surrender within 24 hours of your release to the Orange County Sheriff's Department. Do you understand?
No firearm contact with the alleged.
Wayne Milton. Okay, here we go. Wayne Milton Jr.
That was their first bond, so we could set it, we could lower it later, but that's gonna be a later hearing.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Judge, I don't know if you're gonna be my judge. but-
I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
I'm in business court, so if you have a multi-million-dollar case, I'll be your judge.
Now, my mom, she makes $5 to $10 million a year, but this case, I thought you were gonna read the police report and kind of look my way, because it's bogus. But I
I hear what you said. There's two sides to every story. I'm with you. Wayne Milton?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're here on a possession of drug paraphernalia. I found probable cause to appoint the public defender, but you're out on bond in 2021 CF 16126 on a driving while license revoked as a habitual offender. I'm not going to take a plea on this, and I'm going to keep the bond at $500. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm revoking your bond in 2021 CF 16126. Appoint the PD if you don't already have the PD, and you can schedule a hearing with the judge in that division, I think it's 20, about getting a bond. Do you understand?
Can I say something, sir?
Well, be careful, the state's taking notes.
Well, sir, how can I be in possession of something? I was just standing next to a car.
Oh, you want to talk more about the case? Look, this is probable cause. The state hasn't even filed on this yet.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This is just probable cause.
Revoking my bond. My bond.
Well, because a condition of your old bond was you wouldn't get into trouble, and you allegedly have. So go to the judge, see if they'll reinstate your bond, okay? All right, moving on. How about Mark Redmond? Is that you, Mr. Redmond? Yes, sir. Okay, so look, you were charged with petty theft. I'm told you don't qualify for a public defender based on your income.
I don't make hardly anything, Your Honor.
Well, let me see what you got here. You said your annual take-home pay is $20,000.
No, that was last year. I started a new business. I'm hoping it gets up that far, but I'm living on about $1,000 a month right now.
So you're like at 12,000?
If I'm lucky. I'm doing sales and full commissions in a new company.
Look, I'm gonna write down 12,000 based on our talk, and I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have the petty theft charge, I've appointed the public defender. I found probable cause for the charges. Is this a pleable case?
Your Honor, it should be. I would just ask the court for a little bit of time. Our arrest reports actually didn't print out at all this morning, so.
Well, look, all right, I'm just gonna keep it at $250, no return to the scene. Can you get out on the 250?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Okay, you
If I
wanna,
could just have if,
no, how about we just reset them for tomorrow if you want to?
perfect, that's perfect, yes.
I just say, I don't have anybody in this area that I can call. My business partner's out of the country. My daughter's coming down to stay with me. I'm living,
Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow and they'll have everything and see if we can get a plea, all right? All right, Vincent White,
Mental health, Your Honor.
mental health will reset.
Plea offer? Or then you-
Okay, so we got our out-of-county warrants.
You didn't, you gotta.
Justin Brown,
You can do it tomorrow. Nothing's gonna happen today. Either you get to do it tomorrow or it's gonna be in a few weeks.
are you Justin Brown? Yes, sir. Well, listen, Marion County wants to see you. They've got some warrants on a violation of probation. And there is no bond on this warrant, so you're gonna be held till Marion County comes picks you up. You understand?
Okay, how long does that take?
It's pretty quick. If they don't do it quickly, when I used to work down here all the time, we would bring you back in and give you a bond. If they don't want to pick you up, then we'll let you go. Depending, on, you know, we have to look at it, but they usually are pretty good about that. All right, and they've been advised, so they may be here tomorrow, Monday. All right, Patrick Holland.
Behavior, Your Honor.
I'm not looking forward to tomorrow for some reason. All right, we'll reset. How about Andres Philippe?
That's me, Your Honor. Good evening.
Okay, so I am curious on this last name.
Piedrahita?
Pedrahila?
Yeah, they put both of my last names together, so that's why it looks so long.
Oh. Well, watch out. They're gonna give you an alias for potato salad before it's over, so. Does anybody get the potato salad reference? The Ron White comedy routine? No? Okay. Anybody over there?
Sorry, Your Honor.
All right, I need to put my retirement papers in because no one's getting any of those. I mean, what, Ron White's still alive? Never mind. Okay, but it's Piedrahita. Okay, all right. So the reason you're here is a warrant that was issued out of Hillsborough County. It's on alleged violation of probation with an aggravated battery on a pregnant victim. There's no bond on this, so they're gonna keep you here until they pick you up. Now, jail, can y'all make sure that Hillsborough County knows his proper name? Put a slash, a space or something, so they go, I don't know who you're talking about.
Sure, Your Honor.
Okay, I just wanna make sure, I don't want you sitting around
Thank you.
because they got your name wrong.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, but it's, between the two A's should be a space. All right, good luck, sir.
All right.
Oh, more resets. Here we go. Denise Marie. How are you doing, ma'am? Okay. Now, I'm going to try to pronounce your last name, and I'll say it quickly. Mufixoto? No, how do you say it?
Moufik. I can spell it for you, Your Honor. M-O-U-F-I-K.
Well, where's the Soto come in?
Soto is my single last name.
Oh, I got you. Okay, thank you. All right. So, ma'am, you're here on a charge of battery as an incident of domestic violence.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And I'll appoint the PD to represent you.
All right, we'd be asking for a non-monetary release just based on the facts of this case. I believe the battery comes from grabbing the jacket neck.
Yeah, any jail, got anything on her?
She has one misdemeanor conviction for misuse of 911 calls and a prior battery arrest.
State, or what are you asking as far as contact with the victim?
Your Honor, given that the victim isn't here, the state would typically ask for a no contact. I understand that they are married. I understand that there was contact made with the victim who said he wasn't going to be able to attend the hearing. However, he didn't say anything as to whether he wanted her home or whether they wanted contact. At the least, the state would ask for a no hostile contact.
Okay, so I'm going to give you, you said she could do straight PTR?
She was never interviewed, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're going to set the bond at $100. You're to have no hostile or violent contact with the victim, all right?
I understand you.
And you're not to consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. You're not to possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And if you have any, turn them into the sheriff's office within 24 hours of your release. So does someone know you're down here that, so they can post a $100 bond?
Yes, I think that the state attorney.
Public defender?
Will defend that.
Yeah, but any of your family members, he's not gonna post 100. They barely pay him enough to pay rent.
Situation. This, sir, my husband, he has all my properties.
No, but we just need someone contacted.
The police. I will do it with the bowman.
I was under the standing that you have money in your property here, right?
No, I don't have.
Okay, so, well.
Do y'all,
To release
y'all
the
take credit
property.
cards now?
Doesn't look like
You got a credit card?
Yeah, I don't know if I have it because he signed a power of attorney for me and he have control of everything.
No. You want the public defender, right? That's what you asked.
Yes.
Okay, so, look, you gotta tell someone you're here or use your credit card to post the $100 bond. Do you understand?
I have to coordinate that with the chaplain.
Well, there's a lot of people you just mentioned, but good luck. All right.
Okay.
The paper.
David Cole? How are you? Doing great. All right, look, so, Mr. Cole, here's what we got. It's alleged you violated your community control, and the judge issued a no bond warrant on that. And I'm gonna point the PD, but you're gonna have to see the judge in Division 70 to get a bond. Do you understand?
Sir.
Okay, good luck. April Johnson.
Refuse, Your Honor.
Reset. Valentino Rudolph.
Refuse.
Tell me Ashley Story is going to be here. Miss Story, how you doing? You won the prize. The prize being the last one for IAs, so make sure you collect your gold star upon your release from the jail, okay? Well, let's talk about your case, Miss Story. All right, so we got a situation here where it's alleged you violated your probation on your ag assault and false imprisonment, and Judge Strobridge issued a no bond warrant. So we'll point the PD. Apparently you failed to successfully complete your city rescue mission, crossroad program, and things of that nature. You're just gonna have to take that up with Judge Strobridge. All right? All right, so good luck. You won't be getting out at this point. Madam Clerk, is there anybody else we can help? Yes. Clerk says we're done. Everybody agree?
Sorry, guys. Your Honor, I have, these were reset from yesterday, one of which said that they may not be.
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.